What would God put on you that you would say, boy, Lord, I don't know if that just seems so hard to get to.
Yeah.
What's the stretch for Joel? You're ministering all over the world. You've got this great church. What's a stretch?
You know, there's some opportunities in the media that people are giving us, in the secular media, that doors are opening up, and I think, God, I don't know if I'm good at that. I'm good at getting up 30 minutes and speaking to my congregation. I'm comfortable. I can write some good messages, but they're wanting to stretch me in some areas that maybe give us more influence into the world, into the secular world, which I'm always open for. I just think, God, I don't know. If the door opens, I'll go.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I do a lot of work on secular news networks, and I grew when we started our ministry. It was within the Christian media ministry, and it's safe, and in a good way. I mean, the people are wonderful. The people you work with are wonderful. The supporters of the ministries are great. When you venture out beyond what I call our cocoon of safety into the secular media world, it's a different deal. But the influence potential, so when I've had the opportunities to go on the national media, which I do pretty often, I always look at it as an opportunity, and then I think, well, okay, but what am I thinking about what's the next opportunity, the next challenge for me or my children or my children's children down the road? And when you look at whether it's approaching in the secular media vein or writing a book about Every Day of Friday, this book goes beyond just the Christian community in a sense. I mean, it really, I saw some posts on your website, I think it was from a guy who was Hindu, who said, this has given me hope, which also I recognize plants seeds right away, which is always great.
Sure. Yeah, you know, Jay, I'm just right with you in that we want to get outside of the four walls of the church. I mean, everybody in my church and on our Christian networks, and I love them, I'm on them too, but you know, I think the goal is, how do we reach Joe Blow out walking on the street that wasn't raised like us, or that doesn't think God is relative? So my thing, anytime we are able to get on the secular media, is the influence. You know, it's a lot easier not to do it. You know
you're
that.
You're not kidding, right?
We get beat up every time we do it from one side or the other. But I think, you know what, they're not asking everybody. So when we can go sit down and do interviews with nationally known people, you know, I see it as the opportunity. I said, God, I'm going to represent Christianity and you the best I possibly can. And if somebody can watch us on a news program and then flip through the channels one day, they think, well, there's that guy I saw. And plus, it gives you credibility. So I'm open to getting out there in where the general marketplace was. That's what Jesus did. When he was here, he was out in the marketplace.
Yeah, he was in the public areas.
So I believe we're supposed to shine and be examples. I like the way you were talking a while ago. You know, one of our best witnesses is just to be an example. I mean, I love when I see you on the news program, you're not on there mad, you're not on there angry, but you know what? You're smart, you're bright, you're using your God-given gifts and talents and making a difference.